challenging the norm. Something that's been around for a long time is homeschooling, Homeschooling and the concept of a better learning process. Also, trade rather than corporate employment, that kind of thing. Because in this country, this capitalist society, in this democracy, we have the option of trading goods and services for other goods and services, or for money, rather than just having a job at an establishment. And also the idea of homeschooling rather than public or private school. That's what I would elect. If I had a child, that child would be homeschooled. I just don't have too much faith in the public or private school system at this point. I think there's a lot of extra stuff going on, and also there's just not enough integral American necessities taught when it comes to daily functioning, handling of self as a human, and worrying about societal duties and taking care of oneself in a home and in a life. And I know, a lot of people say that's what you learn at home, but that's not true for everyone. And also, what is school for if not for that? You know what I mean? What is school for if not to learn to be exactly who you want to be? If we need a different style of school, that's fine. But, I don't expect my child to want to learn U.S. history. And if they do, that's fine. But, when I was in school, I was like, wow, if I want to learn this after high school, that's fine. But there's no reason for me to learn this in high school, It's like, why would I be forced to learn this in high school when I could be building a foundation based on practical, realistic living, Being at home, handling relationships, managing my life, finances, branching out to taxes, managing a bank account and handling my checkbook and all that good stuff, learning the new technology to be ahead in the workplace. For example, Microsoft Office, or some sort of any sort of expanded software system regarding business based on my electives, And other than that, it's like there's basic math, which is important, basic language, which is important, maybe some crafting. And, other than that, in school, it's just like there wasn't any content that really interested me. So will my child be attending public school if I have a child? Probably not. Private school? Probably not. Doesn't matter to me, because what they will learn at home is just that core value of everything they need to be a well-rounded individual. And, there's so much going on at those public schools. They're so unkept, and there's always tribulation and turmoil, and it's always on the news, etc. So, I don't want to leave Rocky Hill, but there's no way that if I have a child here that it's going to one of those public schools. There's just no way. So yeah, homeschooling is a good option, and it's as simple as this. You have the thought, maybe my child should be homeschooled for the better, and that's it. They just do it. You don't consider the neighbors, you don't consider down the street, you don't consider what the people in the town might think, what the state might think, what college might think. You just teach them right. You give them the right lessons. There are plenty of websites that you can use online to make sure that they get the proper knowledge they need. Learning math is extraordinarily simple, all the way up through calculus. It's because there are calculators nowadays, and it's just like, that stuff is easy. It is easy. Multivariable calculus, linear algebra, that stuff, it takes some learning, but it's not that difficult, once you have a proper system for learning the logic. If you have a strong foundation and your basics are good, then it's really not difficult. And you can learn it online in no time. There are websites like Coursera that will give you free college courses, and you can, sign up for a longer one, and you pay $50 and you get an actual professional certificate to show that you completed these college courses that are taught by actual college professors. And you can do that with your child, and you can both have that success, and, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, think about that. And that's not just for school, that's for anything, breaking the norm for the better, you know, to have a better life. You know, there are options, and you don't have to just adhere to that conventional path because that's what people have been doing for the past 100 years. You really don't. It doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to worry about what society thinks, because you can go out there with a strong character and a strong personality and a good heart, and you can show everyone that not being a part of the norm is fine, because that's what I would do. You know, I have no fear regarding that. So if you really do want your child to learn in a nice tailored fashion where they have a well-rounded base, and, you know, the teachers aren't the ones you're relying on to keep your child in check if they need to be, you know, because a lot of children don't have perfect behavior. But at school, it's a lot, or at home, it's a lot easier to have good behavior. So just consider that. And then you apply this same theory to everything else in life, like work, like I said before, trade in society, trade and services, goods and services, whether you craft something, bake something, create something, or you offer a service like programming, website building, you know, woodworking, building, and then, you know, you trade a craft or a service with someone else who does a service, like a plumber or an electrician. You know, you trade your service for their service. And it's very simple. And it's a very huge part of America. If you think back in the day, before all the corporations, how the towns and cities functioned, it was all about trade. And that was a part of our Constitution, and it still is. So it's as simple as that. It's a part of our Constitution, it hasn't changed, and you are able to utilize that part of our society. So remember that. Love you.